But in the meantime, let's get to it. Let's allow these amazing innovators to share with us what they do. And so, first up, let's go to Zamaka.
Thank you, Chief. I appreciate you. Kneel down, my friend, Floressa snapped. I knelt in front of her with a different kind of fear I hadn't quite experienced, because usually she'd just go in for the beatings and insults and walk away. I couldn't recall the time she'd asked me to kneel down. Floressa lifted the broken record in her hand and showed it to me. So you cannot even do anything right without breaking something, eh? I hung my head down. Come and look at me when I'm talking to you, she belted out at me. Now I'm going to teach you a new song, and anytime I'm coming home from now on, whenever you hear me start singing it, you will have a part to say, and you must reply me. You hear? Yes, Mommy, I replied, not fully understanding what she meant by a part to say. I was still confused at what was about to happen to me. Floressa then said, when I say food, I want you to say, I will eat. When I say book, you will reply, I don't know. When I say everything in the house, I want you to say, I will destroy. When I say lies, you will say, I will tell. Do you hear me? Yes, Mommy, I replied. Though again, I didn't know what she wanted me to do. I was just waiting for my normal beatings. She began, food. I was quiet, waiting for more instructions. Oma, say I will eat, she yelled. I will eat, I mumbled. No, shout it loud so I can hear. I want you to shout it loud whenever I'm coming up the stairs. I want to hear you shout it down to where I will be standing so I can hear you. Do you understand me? Yes, Mommy. Food, she belted out. I will eat, I replied. Now I'll say book, and you say I don't know. You hear? Floressa shouted. Book! I don't know, I shouted. When I say everything in the house, you'll say I will destroy. Everything in the house, I will destroy, I yelled out. Lies, she shouted. There was a silence because I wasn't sure what I was supposed to say. But I did know I had gotten a lot of beatings for lying, so I belted out, it's not good. She slapped me across the face with the broken record, and I fell to my knees. I fell from my knees to the floor. Come on, get up, stupid girl, she shouted. I will tell, she said. Oh my goodness, she's gonna tell Dad on me, I thought. I didn't want to get into any more trouble, especially with Dad. Lies, she belted out again. And still a pause for me, as I wasn't quite sure what she wanted me to say. So I murmured, it's not good? She slapped me across the face again, and this time cut my lip open. Olodo. It's an insult, which says an educated person. Say I will tell. Lies, she shouted out again. I got back on my knees, and then I said, I will tell. Tears streamed down my face. I wanted to start out with a reading from the book to give you a little bit about what it is my book is about. My book is about physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse. It's about living past, I have to give it a word, kidnapping, as in being taken away from your mom for 10 years to a foreign land at the time, because I was 2 years old when I was taken to Nigeria, and I didn't see my mom for 10 years. And having to survive past that. That particular passage I read is a nonfiction part of my book. My book is a mixture of fiction and nonfiction, but I'm just sharing with you a nonfiction part because that's kind of what I grew up with. I was beaten and being told I was uneducated, I was a fool, I would be fat, I would not amount to anything. That was what was beaten into me. And considering where I came from, I'm not supposed to be where I am. And I'm privileged that Chike selected me to be part of this dynamic group of people. You know, I read a little bit about their history, and I say, where do I fit in terms of being an innovator? And I thought about it. You know, innovation is bringing something new, something unique. And what I realized is we can actually count. If we sat here, each one of us, we can count the amount of African or Black American authors that we know. We can count it. Probably on one or maybe two hands, but are we able to count the amount of Caucasians or Asians or the rest of the cultures, even Mexicans? You cannot count how many authors they are, but you can count how many Black Americans and African authors, especially in my age range, they are. And that's not okay. The other day I tried to buy some books for my kids, and without realizing it in a moment, I was buying a lot of books that had a lot of Caucasian kids and things of that sort, and it dawned on me, there are no people of color. There are not a lot of people of color in these books. That's not okay. I literally had to go to Google outside of scholarship share book website and went to Google to find Black authors so I can have my children read about themselves for me to be able to get that. So I wanted to be able to bring something. I brought my kids here today for them to be able to see their mom. You know, I've had other speaking functions. They've never seen me do this. And I wanted them to see this is normal. This is not unique. This is what it's supposed to be. And I wish the same for my readers. And hopefully as the the morning goes on, we'll be able to share a little bit more about who I am, where I came from, and any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Uzo, for sharing your story. It's very touching, and I can't wait to hear more. My name is Neko Uzo, and I am representing the strategy and operations team of My Muse Dolls. My Muse Dolls is a customizable, high-end, luxurious doll for girls. What makes My Muse Dolls a little bit different from what you've seen before is that we're a passion-driven brand story.